Prevention is always better than making errors. So why not create interventions for the children early in life?
So define to me what is emotional regulation.
Okay, so let's say, we're people and sometimes other people can test our patience. And let's just imagine that we are upset. Okay, you're upset. For some people, that could come out as anger. For others, maybe there's some sadness under that anger. Maybe there's a little disappointment. And some people, when they express that anger, it could be explosive. It could be loud. It could be frightening. And then for other people, maybe they shell off and they share nothing. So there's no time for conflict resolution or growth. So to regulate our emotions, we need to take a breath, right? We need to check in, how am I feeling? What am I thinking? We need to stop and pause. And by regulating ourselves, our central nervous systems, then we can make better choices.
And so, how do you? So, let's say if you have in your workshop, so you had some kids in a workshop. Do you
Yeah.
usually do you usually do kids, or do you?
Yes, yes. So this is our new launch. It's called Wellness for Kids. We'd love to come back. I'd love to have my co-founder on here. She's our curriculum developer. But the reason that it started is when I first started my career, I saw a lot of children, and we were all once children. And wouldn't it have been fantastic? I don't know how your parents were, but I love my parents. I'm very thankful for them. But it would have been nice if they sat me down when I was like 8 or 9 years old and they said, Ash, if you feel upset, these are some things you could do. But I think society has such change. Parents are often working and busy. Um, and maybe they also are learning how to regulate their emotions. So I figured prevention is always better than making errors. So why not create interventions for the children early in life? And that way they can grow and thrive once they're adults. They already know these tools, practice these tools, which could set them up for a healthy trajectory.
And so, tell me about so how do you bring this? Do you call this? Is it a particular course, or you call it emotional regulation? Is there something that you call this therapy or approach?
Yeah, we call it wellness for kids. So it includes emotional regulation, and then it also includes bullying versus tattling, because bullying is at rampant, believe it or not. And then we also include a physical component. So a wellness, mindfulness, to teach these kiddos skills, and it's very interactive. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's very interactive.
So, bullying versus tattling, they both have a pejorative sound to them. Are they both bad?
They could be, right? And
Well, bullying always sounds bad.
yeah, I agree with you. It's interesting. It's like we teach the kids bullying is when someone's in danger. It requires safety, or if their feelings are hurt consistently, like with words. Whereas tattling is kind of like, I just don't like you, and I kind of want to get you in trouble for something I could have tried to use my words to solve. And I think that'll aid them through life. And where their emotional regulation comes in is, think about it. The kiddo who's bullying, maybe he saw his parents get in an argument that morning and he's upset about it and he's taking his frustration out on another child. And that child can't regulate their emotions because they're a little afraid and maybe they start crying. So I feel like all of this is interwoven into something that's really needed for kids to thrive and succeed.